This episode is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Screen Junkies Universe. It's a great Monday because it's Star Wars week, but we're not going to... Yeah, exactly.
And we've been sued. That's all it takes.
Just like that. Just like that.
Don't give yourself that much credit. It was not that accurate.
I do a perfect 20th Century Fox fanfare. I guess that doesn't matter for Star Wars anymore.
Spencer Gilbert. Roxy Striar. Dan Murrell.
There are a lot of confused people saying, like, what does Fox have to do with Star Wars?
Oh, God. Yeah, wait a month. You'll find out again.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot, actually, maybe.
Quite in a little bit.
Very soon. We'll see.
Very soon. But today we're actually going to talk about the Golden Globe nominations, as well as the trailers for Ready Player One and Spider-Man. And then we have a little Star Wars story at the end. Ooh, teaser. Let's talk about those Golden Globe nominations. Now, you can go and check out the full list if you would like. But let's talk about some of the larger snubs and surprises on this list. Starting with a movie I haven't seen yet, but I think we're set to see this week, The Phantom Thread.
Phantom Thread?
That's nowhere to be found, and it's a little bit surprising, given...
Is it?
Well, it's Daniel Day-Lewis, for one
Paul
thing.
Thomas Anderson.
And
yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson, so I'm a bit surprised. Are you?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but I've already decided it's a masterpiece, and
Yeah.
you probably didn't get it if you didn't like it. So why isn't it nominated?
I think that's reasonable.
I think that it doesn't bode well for it, that it's not. Because it has all of the cards stacked in its favor. So if it's not, then there's a reason. And
Nominated for acting and music, nothing else.
Acting and music, nothing
Acting and music.
Daniel Day-Lewis and Johnny Greenwood, that's it.
Daniel Day, this is our producer, Billy on the street over there, is telling us nominated for acting and music, but that is it. No P.T. Anderson.
I think that Paul Thomas Anderson didn't go to lunch with somebody and hurt their feelings. So he didn't get nominated.
The Golden Globes way.
it was
Burn.
No, I mean, most of the people who voted for the Golden Globes haven't seen Phantom Thread. No one has seen Phantom.
No one's
The
seen it
critics
yet.
are just now seeing Phantom Thread, and it takes at least 2 or 3 weeks.
This is the one that the award show that gave Martian Best Comedy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's all you need to know.
Okay, so let's
potatoes,
actually.
though.
I'm gonna roll back my previous thing. I'm gonna quickly walk us through the largest categories so that.
Yeah.
Okay, best motion picture. Words. Monday. Hello. Best motion picture. The nominations are Call Me by Your Name, Dunkirk, The Post, which I haven't seen yet, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Well, didn't like one of those, and then I guess The Post get a wide release?
Well, The Post is getting a wide release. It's
Yeah.
not out yet. Yeah.
It's not out.
Yeah, but like Dunkirk and The Post, like those are the only movies that people outside of LA and New York could actually see.
Thus far, yeah. I mean,
Thus
3
far.
Billboards is
Sweet,
open a
cool,
little
cool.
wider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shape of Water is. Well, there's also happen to be 5 of the. I haven't seen The Post, but 4 of those 5 happen to be,
5 of the best films
well,
this year.
3 of those are going to probably be on my list. Dunkirk, I get why it's nominated, and it's a good movie, but it's good in a different way. And The Post, I haven't seen. But,
What does this good in a different way mean?
For
me, it was
don't
good in
kick
a
that
different
hornet's
way.
nest.
It was. There were lots of things I loved about that movie, and something I didn't like about it. So
I'm gonna say how I feel about Dunkirk. I think like it is technically brilliant. It's
Yeah.
beautifully executed. It's a gorgeous film
Well,
on
what would
many
you-
levels.
What would you guys put in its spot?
There's let's look at the best
Okay.
motion picture
I think it will
comedy
probably
or
win
musical.
Dunkirk.
The Disaster Artist, Get Out,
Nice.
which there was a big controversy about the fact that it was going to be listed
So
as a
funny.
comedy.
And all the music. It was so
Hilarious.
musically
Jordan Peele
inclined.
wrote a piece about that. He also just tweeted, no, it's a documentary. Here's one that I would definitely pull out that Dan and I saw last night.
Wait,
The
sorry,
Greatest
he said it was a
Showman.
documentary?
That was the
It was
joke.
it was a joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Monday, remember?
Good morning. I, Tanya's on there. Lady Bird, which is one that I would definitely include
Yeah.
in Oscar contention for sure, and Get Out. Here's our first snub in my mind, which is Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. I would definitely take out The Greatest Showman, no offense to that film, and put in The Big Sick. That is, but they want Hugh Jackman at that party.
This is
my
the
guess.
biggest star effort. I don't care. Big Sick came out in the summer. It doesn't have people in it that I recognize, and I don't want to shake their hands. I want to sit next to Hugh Jackman and get my picture taken. Move that I have ever. This is ridiculous. The Big Sick is probably going to be nominated. The Big Sick got nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. Zero. Not nominated for acting, not nominated for picture, not nominated for writing. Nothing. This is a movie that is probably going to be nominated and might win Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars this year. This is a movie that should be nominated and I think might be nominated for Best Picture. And if there was any doubt that the Golden Globes weren't irrelevant, I've seen The Biggest Showman. They probably haven't, by the way. And
because we
it is
saw
not
it
in the
last
same.
night.
We saw it last night. It's not in the same league as The Big Sick. So if there was any doubt that the Golden Globes were ever relevant or counted for anything, the fact that The Big Sick is not included not only in this category, but any other category should be proof positive that they don't know what they're talking about, and they just want to invite the biggest stars that they can find.
I don't even necessarily think it's that they don't.
Dan Rant graphic for that one.
Yeah. I don't even think it's necessarily that they don't know what they're talking about. I think, well, maybe it is. But they also just don't care because their goals are not about the best film. The Greatest Showman is, we'll do a review later on, but it is a very weird movie. And I think there's a reason that it's actually not being sent out for in contention. It has not been sent out to any, to the Producers Guild yet. It hasn't been sent out to the BFCA. And yet somehow here it lands and The Big Sick does not. Thoughts?
I think that you guys are completely right, but I do think what you just said, Roth, is what it is. It's not that they don't see it. Obviously, they're in this industry. They see The Big Sick. They know that it exists. They know that people love it. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's not their end goal. And so you have to always look at these award shows and say, what is it that they want? Is what they want to do really honor the best films of the year? And if that's not the answer, then if that's what you're looking for, don't watch. I think what they want to do is have a bunch of fun, have all the pretty huge stars together in one place, and
Get
just
drunk.
kind of like, what's a more appropriate way to say jerk each other off? Not that.
Suck each other dry.
Sure, yeah.
Yes, that's what they would like to do. Thank you for making my appropriateness more appropriate.
I made yours.
Yeah.
Take it down.
Spencer fixed this thing. He's the fixer.
Fixer.
Yeah,
That was
Spencer the
pretty good.
Fixer Gilbert. Let's talk about Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture. Not surprisingly, Jessica Chastain for Molly's Game definitely deserved. Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water also deserved. Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards. Yes. Meryl Streep for The Post. I haven't seen it. Michelle Williams for All the Money in the World, which they have not yet screened because it just was finished.
It's not done.
No, it's done. It's screening Friday. It's screened for the Golden Globes, for the Hollywood Foreign Press. Yeah, it's done. So let them know why it was late being
Well,
done.
because
This is Ridley Scott's.
they literally a month ago, Ridley Scott cut Kevin Spacey out of the movie. By the way, good job, Sir Ridley, and replaced him with Christopher Plummer, who's also nominated.
Yeah.
And so the movie has been reshooting and re-editing for the last month.
months,
So no one has seen it. Like that's when when I say that no one has seen. Phantom Thread, when I say no one is like very few critics have seen it, but like All the Money in the World, literally, except for the Hollywood Foreign Press, no one has seen this movie. So maybe it's that great, or maybe again they were just like, this is the hot movie right now that people are talking about, so let's give it a bunch of nominations. But I hope it's
She's
that good.
very talented.
Michelle Williams was great.
It's not like we're picking a name out of a hat and we're like, maybe she'll be good in it. I bet she's awesome.
I hope
but
she is.
Do I know that? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, she's probably great. But we'll get to that in a minute about who was nominated for this film and why. The Hollywood Foreign Press did see it. They screened it for them, and they are going to screen it for critics this Friday. So they're like, hey, props for finishing that thing. That's impressive.
It is.
Did
That
they
is
just
impressive.
like Superman baby mouth all of Kevin Spacey's face with Christopher Plummer
I
to
believe
save time?
that's-
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
That's
I'm in.
exactly what happened. Best performance by an actor, Timothy Chalamet. Thank you. Timothy Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name. Again, very well deserved. Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread, as mentioned. Tom Hanks for The Post. Gary Oldman for The Darkest Hour. Could this be the career win? And Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel Esquire. I saw that the other day. Roman J. Israel Esquire, and of course, I mean, Denzel's great. He's. It's like saying like, oh, Daniel Day-Lewis was good in that movie.
Yeah.
He's Denzel. He was great.
Sure, it's gonna look great in the front row when they get to cut to him on camera and they get to shake his hand and take their pictures with
He's
him.
very over it. He does not want any talk about winning or anything. He's so sick of it at this point. He's just like, I don't even want to be nominated for things that I'm not going to win. Unless I'm winning, don't nominate me.
Because he saw Casey Affleck up there with his Oscar last year, and I'd be pissed off too if I was Denzel. I mean, good lord.
All right, that's the
That's
Oscars.
very slow.
Judi Dench for Victoria and Abdul, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, Emma Stone for Battle of the Sexes, Helen Mirren for The Leisure Seeker, which I have not seen. This is a tough category this year.
I've never even heard of The Leisure
What's The Leisure Seeker?
I believe it's about a woman who has been overworked, and she is just
so far
looking
accurate.
for a way to relax and get leisure.
I thought it was going to be like instructional retirement VHSs.
I don't know what it is.
I think Rob made that up.
I haven't seen it.
Hello,
so
I'm
not sure.
Helen Mirren. Welcome to The Leisure Seeker for your golden years.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yours is so much better than mine. Each of these performances are great. Saoirse Ronan, that's tough. She's fantastic in Lady Bird.
You saw
Yeah, she's
I,
great.
Tonya?
Yeah.
Yeah, also really strong. But the best thing about I, Tonya, I think, is that performance. Judi Dench, though, in Victoria and Abdul is
Queen Dench.
She's Judi Dench.
Yeah.
I saw it. I mean, she's fine.
she's quite
Judi Dench.
vulnerable.
We take her for
What?
granted.
We
You
do
have a problem with Judi Dench?
I don't have a problem with Judi Dench, but it's like she is as Judi Dench as she always is. You know, it's like it's. I didn't see anything more or less Judi Denchy than.
Find some new moves, Dench. You're on notice.
I don't know. I thought she was really vulnerable in this one. I really did.
Yeah.
Like she was a denchier dench than Denchy usually denches?
I would say on a scale of Dench, it was at least 9.5 Dench.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty high.
I'm a confirmed Denchman.
Yeah.
She's always going to get my Dench.
Yeah. So as far as the Denches
Mine
go,
too.
the Dench is deserved.
Yeah.
The Dench
Yeah.
is deserved.
Best Dench.
I think we
Best
solved
dench
that one.
But these are also all really great. We don't know about Helen Mirren, but based on this interpretation, I assume that's a fantastic performance.
Yeah.
I'm curious where this will go. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Frontrunners?
either.
Yeah, I don't know. Emma Stone was
I
good,
don't
too.
know. Yeah, Margot Robbie was great.
Yeah, Margot Robbie did take Emma Stone's like best sports biopic performance.
That's true.
From her, so I think you can knock Emma Stone out.
Yeah.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know. I mean, I think the reason Emma Stone's probably going to get knocked out is because she already has one, A.
Yeah,
And two,
I agree.
that Battle of the Sexes just didn't catch. I only saw it the other day. I think I liked it a lot more than many people did. And
I liked it in the sense of, like, I really didn't know that story. Wow, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
But as a movie,
I grew up knowing that story.
okay.
And so she became my hero in
She
the
just
movie.
beat you.
Yeah.
She knew it.
No, well, my mom worked for Philip Morris.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we like the Virginia Slims and that whole. I just grew up knowing about it, and we would go to the Virginia Slims tournaments and all of
interesting.
that. Yeah,
Can I buy some smokes?
If
they give them out for free when you work there, buddy.
If Margot Robbie wins this, is she going to dedicate it to Tanya Harding and hug her in front of everybody, invite her on stage?
Whoa.
Maybe.
Win! You've got to win,
man,
and that's
yeah.
what's gonna happen. Then yes.
And then the other one comes out with the pipe and hits her in the leg.
Yeah.
Nancy Kerrigan?
No,
Helen
son of
Mirren.
yeah, Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren recaps Margot Robbie on stage.
And now we have a show, ladies and gentlemen. Best director, Guillermo del. Why can I not say
Guillermo
words?
del Toro, I
Guillermo
got you.
Thank you, girl. Shape of Water. Martin McDonagh, 3 Billboards, Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk, Ridley Scott, and this is what I wanted to talk about, For All the Money in the World, and Steven Spielberg for The Post.
Tough
That's
category.
another one you're not if you're not putting Greta Gerwig in that, it's like you're
kinda
saying
crazy.
you don't care and you're not paying attention.
It's not
Like,
your end goal.
She did, I thought, probably the best job as far as directing actors. I mean, look at all the performances that are coming out of that movie. And even the director of Call Me By Your Name, who I'm blanking on right now, but I thought he also like got some great performances out of that. But Greta Gerwig for me is the one, and also where's Jordan Peele?
That's what I was saying. Yeah, Jordan
pretty
Peele.
huge. But that one's weird too, because Greta Gerwig, if I understand your end goal to be bringing celebrities, then I get why you're not nominating Greta Gerwig, even though she deserves to be nominated. Jordan Peele, that's like a sexy thing to nominate. Jordan Peele, people are like, ooh, that's hot. That's cool that he did that. So you would think that the Globes would be like, all right, we're gonna get on that because that's cool.
I don't know. I'm with Dan. I feel like as far as Jordan Peele, I do think deserves to be on there 100%, but so does Greta Gerwig.
Oh, I'm not with Dan. Did I stand with Dan.
No, you're just-
I'm with Dan. Everybody in the comments, I'm with Dan, okay?
Oh my God. Everybody's with Dan. But yeah, it's disappointing. I find that more disappointing than anything, because even if you just wanted to do sort of like a celebrity, like, then you would put like, then just like put Patty on there or something, you know? Don't put Greta Gerwig, because she's the one that should be on there.
But also
Jordan
put Patty.
Peele
Where
should
the
be-
hell is Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
By the way,
Where the hell is it?
Nowhere. Not at the Globes. I mean, that one I understand as far as just like a genre bias, as far as like it's a comic book movie and it has to overcome that. But again, like the Golden Globes failed at being either a prestigious award show or a celebrity, as Spencer said, suckfest. Just because they neither nominated the prestigious awards movies they should have, nor did they nominate the celebrity. It's like they just are. They're irrelevant on both counts, which is impressive even for the Golden Globes to be double irrelevant.
You're a double loser, Golden Globes. Wow. Loser, double loser.
No, it's whatever. This is just the most tone deaf, old fogey, 70-year-old. I mean, just like no toe in the water whatsoever. Token nominations, garbage, meaningless, useless crop of nominees. It's just.
Sam, will you watch?
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
If you want to be on the Golden Globe side, Spencer, then go ahead.
I've been on the record plenty with my lunch rants and how these awards are handed out.
You're so screwed.
But yeah, these are fascinating.
Yeah, but it is fun to watch them all be drunk together, if we're honest.
They did a better job nominating television than they did movies this year. I will give them that.
Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy will be our last category because we don't care about television. Kidding! We can circle back to that. Steve Carell, Battle of the Sexes, Ansel Elgort, Baby Driver, James Franco, The Disaster Artist, Hugh Jackman for The Greatest Showman, and this is my hope, Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out.
Ansel Elgort is such a strange.
What's Ansel Elgort doing there?
Because someone's daughter or granddaughter is a big fan of Fault in Their Stars. They said, "Granddaddy, can you get Ansel Elgort to come to the show?" And so they nominated him so they can get a picture with their granddaughter with Ansel Elgort.
I'm Bavaria's finest film critic, and I will make sure this happens.
Let's say Norway. I don't know.
Honestly, he was totally fine in the movie. And nothing against his performance. He did exactly what the script called for. He's a fine performer. But like, what?
Did they give an editing award at the Golden Globes?
I believe so, yeah.
They have to.
Right? Do they?
Foreign language.
I don't know. I don't know if they do.
Maybe Command F edit.
Yeah, I doubt that they do. But if they did, I guarantee you Baby Driver wasn't nominated. And if it wasn't, then they're not paying attention. Because that's what should be nominated for Baby Driver. That was maybe the best edited film or one of them that I've seen this year. It's not going to be nominated for anything.
I don't know. There was a few, I thought that, Blade Runner, which is nowhere. On this, Blade Runner was really
it's a layup. You get Blade Runner and Ryan Gosling at the same time.
Yeah, Blade Runner is nowhere to be found as well.
I'm still confused if it's a hard Z sound or an S. Gosling?
Or
Gosling.
I think it's Gosling.
Gosling.
But also, as evidenced by this morning's show, I can't always say words, so I wouldn't listen to me.
I just say it quick enough that nobody calls me out.
Right, Gosling. Gosling.
Baby goose.
I don't know.
Anyway.
There's a number of things that bum me out about this, and if we're talking about director as well, then Denis Villeneuve, nailed it, is also not on that list.
No.
Fine. You know what, Dan? I'm going to take it's fine, whatever. Let's get drunk, and then leave me out of it.
Yeah.
For the Golden Globes. Your take?
Yeah. What's next, Ralph?
Great. Ready Player One and Spider-Man trailer breakdown is next for us. Let's talk about Ready Player One. Did you actually watch the trailer?
I did.
What'd you think?
Does he not usually?
Yeah. I watched the freaking trailer. Come on.
Did you actually, Spencer?
I did. There were all the things from the things you remember in it. No, I did. I am excited. It's the ultimate nerd fantasy, not of like seeing, the DeLorean come to life or having sex with like an anime girl, but the fact that all of this garbage in our heads will come in handy someday. Getting more plot details that it's like the 10 things you missed in Spider-Man or whatever will actually save the world is just, it might redeem my entire life.
Yeah.
I love this trailer. I love this trailer. This was I did not know that I was going to love this trailer because I have no reason to go see this movie. I didn't read the book. I don't care. I'm so in. It was so fun. I want to do this. I want to put on my VR goggles and then all of a sudden somebody be like, oh, by the way, you can win $250 billion. $250 billion?
I'm going to blow your mind, Roxy. It was actually $500 billion.
$500 billion. I just got an extra quarter. Why did I think it was a quarter?
I don't know.
Maybe I was just trying to split it with you.
Hey, agreed.
Yeah, I was being nice,
Squat.
That's really cool.
You're the biggest Spielberg fan.
I am. This looks like a really fun movie.
Yeah.
Like there's already, and I'm seeing it. There's already the backlash amongst the LA hipsterazzi about this movie, and I keep seeing the same screenshot of the same paragraph of the book where they talk about Robert Zemeckis and the DeLorean. Like, do you really want to go see a movie made of this? And it's just like, okay, fine. You can play. It's just like you're ignoring the fact that it's also a movie about a little guy versus a big corporation, which kind of has a lot of resonance today. It's also a movie about accepting people for their appearance and avatars and how dangerous it can be to not, acknowledge what somebody to live in a fantasy world. It's like, but no, let's bitch about the fact that there's a DeLorean in it. It's like, I think this has the potential to be a fun movie. Now, if it only relies on the pop culture stuff for everything, then yeah, you're in troubled waters. But I think that the book, which I read and I enjoyed personally, yes, it has a lot of pop cultural references. Well, if you don't like that, then you don't like Stranger Things, and you don't like half the stuff that's being made right now. I think this movie has a lot of potential. It looks really cool. It's the most visually dynamic I've seen Steven Spielberg make a movie, at least from the looks of this, in a really long time. Like, I think it looks like he's incorporating this stuff into a really fun narrative. But sure, if you don't like the fact that the Iron Giant's in it, then don't go see it.
Who doesn't love like a stick it to the man kind of story?
Which is what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why are people already complaining about this?
Well, to play devil's advocate, it might be that the teat of nostalgia has been, sorry for all these metaphors, has been wrung dry, and it's like, okay, can we do something new instead of just piling more and more things we recognize? And just, you're right, if it just relies on, here's things you have seen before, here's things that you know from other things all on screen together. If it's just that, then that's sad. But it probably won't be. But I trust Spielberg will get to like the character core of that story and not just a list of BuzzFeed things.
I find it hard to believe that people who love movies wouldn't at least be intrigued by the idea that the guy who essentially created the pop culture for the last 40 years is making a movie about a thing that interweaves the pop. It's like, I mean, yes, it could be a huge like cluster F, but this could be really awesome. And the fact that people are just like, but it has too many references to DeLoreans in it. Like, did you read the book? Did you read the book?
DeLorean?
There's one really poorly written thing that people have been pulling from the book.
There's a paragraph that references like 8 different pop culture things.
In
and
one paragraph.
Like,
all right, slow down, buddy.
And it's like, and I keep this, someone that works here, I won't call him out by name, Lon Harris, that like tweets it out. It's just like, is this really what you want? It's like, that's not the whole movie. Like, you're taking one paragraph and it's like, give it a second, you know?
Roth, are you into this movie at all or no?
I'm into this conversation.
I'm fired up today. I finished Walking Dead. It got me all mad and angry this morning, and I'm fired up.
Mad about it?
Yeah, I'm mad about it. That's a whole other thing.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
I'm fired up today. I got that pre-Christmas, like I'm
Fury.
almost out of here energy. Yeah, I'm worked up today.
You should watch
great.
season 2 of The Crown, where things happen all the time.
Not even close to true. Nothing happens. It's foggy still.
I'm tired today. I'm not gonna lie. It was a long weekend. There was a lot of work to do this weekend. So this, awesome. Like this on fire business right here. This is what Billy and I were talking about, because the book was written at a time where those references make so much sense. And then in a way, 10 years ago, that feeling of nostalgia for the 80s was also very relevant. Now, this is where it gets really tricky. If you project into the future, right, then the nostalgia feeling would be for now. But the problem is that now all we have is nostalgia, and we actually don't really have much of our own, because everything that we would be feeling nostalgic about today is a thing that's feeling nostalgic about something that previously happened.
We have a lot of rich veins to mine between the 80s and today, because I think if Ready Player 2 is about, like, you need to know every Papa Roach lyric to pass this gate, then like, put on these magical Heelys.
But think about the things that are like Stranger Things, which is like referential.
But I also think, Ralph, you're not taking into consideration the people that are younger than us, who have completely different nostalgia.
They're going to be nostalgic for things we have never heard of, right?
Sure.
Trust us.
Tell me.
Slime. You ever watch Slime videos?
Like
Go check
Justin
those out.
Bieber,
Those are fun.
Baby.
Justin Bieber has a baby?
No,
the song Baby featuring Ludacris, Roth.
That was a different era of Justin Bieber.
One side of the desk is in tune with the tweens.
Duh. The first and only song I can name.
Good. The point I'm making is I think the movie actually looks really fun. And I enjoyed the trailer, but I do think that there's like something to be said about this like cyclical nostalgia cycle that we've been in for a decade or more, that I don't know what any of it means yet. I can't unpack that for us, but it just is a very interesting part of our generation that we're constantly looking back.
I don't know. I think everybody's always been like, oh, the golden age, like in the 50s.
I think that's true.
Make America great again.
Sure, but if you look at the 50s, for example, there was a lot of looking forward. There was a lot of looking forward because that's when they had like a lot of like futurism and like, what if the world looks like this? And they were actually looking forward quite a bit. And I think it's because they felt optimistic about the future because the present was thriving. You know, they were doing really well. Like they had done better. They won World War II. Like the economy was booming, things like that. And there was actually a lot of future projection. And now we just do a lot of like past gazing. And I think it's because we don't feel optimistic about the future. Because whenever we look at the future, it's dystopic.
We're talking about a movie that takes us into the future. It's a futuristic.
Yeah, it's a future that's commenting on the past, or it's like a future that's highly referential. They were trying to imagine things that didn't exist yet.
I am glad that combat boots came back in style.
We'll leave it at that. No, this is nothing about the movie. It's just more about like what the movie sort of indicates about our own psychology. But like you, I like
See if
combat
it's
boots.
explored, or we'll see if it's just look, Voltron's fighting
Roth.
Snoopy.
I'm with Roxy, and I'm with Spencer.
And
I'm
most
also with
importantly, Dan, we're all with Dan.
We're all with Dan. Everybody's with each other. We get along. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. There's so many like these are the ways they hate each other things, like threads out there. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse trailer was also released.
I read so many comments. I've never read that.
Yeah.
That we
You
hate each
haven't?
other.
I've never actually seen that either.
all love.
It's only if you disagree with Dan.
Yeah,
Then they turn on you.
That's not
You
true.
disagree?
Plenty of people
Yes, no,
disagree.
that is-
Spider-Man's
Trust
happening.
me.
That is 100%
Yeah.
true. But
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man. Did you guys watch this trailer?
Yes. I hate you so much, Roth.
Wait, so let's just
God, why are you always calling me out?
let's throw this out there. People are upset about this trailer because he's black. Is that the whole reason
People
that
are upset
people
about
are
this
upset
trailer?
about
I
it?
haven't heard anyone upset
Have you
about
guys
it.
not seen this?
No.
There's like a whole. If you look at the official trailer, all of the YouTube comments
What?
on it are
No.
like,
Oh, well, that's the least shocking thing.
everybody's like, "How dare they?" It's like. It's 2017. Get over yourself.
Well, this isn't
wait,
even
this
27.
isn't-
Miles Morales
this is
came out in
Miles
like
Morales.
2009. So
Yeah.
like he's
Yeah.
been around.
And people are
I know.
still angry
Still
about it.
Yeah, they're still pissed about it.
You guys, I watched the trailer. I did not read the comments. Let's.
Well, first of all,
Billy,
it's the
can we look into
Spider-Verse,
that?
so don't worry. Peter Parker's still around, and there's like 8 other Spider-Men too. If you-
I didn't know there was a negative. I thought
And we're
everybody
getting-
was on fire for
Yeah.
this. I thought everybody was excited about it.
Get out of your bubble, your lib cuck bubble on Twitter, Roth.
They're stupid.
Based on the comic book event, I think it was 2011.
2011 Spider-Verse, where Peter Parker and Miles Morales teamed up.
Teamed up.
That's what Billy said in case you couldn't hear him, but you probably could because they're mics.
I've seen
Just so
mostly
you know.
positive reactions to this. Dan, how about you?
It seems like fans of Spider-Man and fans of comics and stuff are very excited about it. I just think it's got a very interesting, visually dynamic look to it. It's I like that we're going to get a different, other than Peter Parker in high school story. It's interesting we have a live action and an animated Spider-Man side by side like this, but I hope that doesn't overdo because we're going to get Spider-Man and Infinity War, then we're going to get an animated Spider-Man here, and then I assume we're going to get more Spider-Man and whatever Adventures 4 is, and then it's just like
Is this
Coming
in
too.
theaters, like a long run,
Yeah?
or is this
Oh,
a?
right.
yeah, this is the theatrically released film, right?
Yeah.
I know it is, but is it like a one night only? It's a.
I'm sure
straight
this
up-
is a
No, this is a
yeah.
movie.
I'm sure they're banking on most of it coming from
One
Blu-ray
night
sales and
only.
streaming and stuff. Because this just seems like, even though it looks really good, it reminds me of like Gotham Knight or like the Animatrix or something like that, where they take like an IP and they do like a cool animated twist on it.
I loved the Animatrix.
Oh yeah, it was
I
the best
own
thing to come out. It was the best Matrix sequel.
Yeah, it was amazing. I own that, and it's if you guys haven't seen it, so great.
Have you seen the Batman one, the Gotham Knight?
I
Where
have
they,
not.
I think it's called Gotham Knight. That might be the video game. But they do like 9 different animators took 9 different takes on Batman.
Oh, sweet.
It's awesome.
This
I have
looks
it at
cool.
home. I haven't watched it
This
yet.
looks fine. It's not my medium of choice, but I definitely will see it because it looked fine, and I like Spidey.
Yeah,
All
not
right.
much story-wise to it.
Yeah. I
mean,
but go look at the comics.
yeah.
The stories exist.
It's not setting you up for much, but I like the look of it, and I certainly am looking forward to the film. It's Star Wars week. which is exciting.
Wait,
I was trying to come up
yeah.
with a song really quick for it, like Star Wars, we
Star Wars,
nothing but
Star Wars.
Give me that Star Wars.
It's way before that time.
So I didn't just
what
start
weirdness
that.
Wait, Justin Bieber has a baby? But we're not going to do anything speculative.
Nope.
And we're not going to do, so what we're just going to do is
trailer
find,
review, no.
we're not going to do the trailer breakdowns, none of that.
Still haven't seen him, huh, Dan?
I went to Blade Runner 2049 was playing
yes.
at the IMAX at the Chinese theater this weekend, and it was for sure the last time it was going to be on a big screen like that. So we went to see it, and they played the Last Jedi trailer. So I made
Closed your eyes?
Did you?
2 days before seeing the movie, but before seeing that newest trailer.
Okay.
We're seeing it today.
I don't know. I'm at the point of where I was just like, okay, I'm just going to see this in a couple days.
Wow, that was the least passionate you've been about anything today. I don't know.
So we're just going to find the fun stories about Star Wars, and starting with this. Carrie Fisher's French bulldog, Gary Fisher, came to fame last year as she did the press for The Force Awakens. You guys, everyone loved Gary, period. He has a huge social media following. And some fans spotted him in an image released by Empire Magazine, and Rian Johnson, the director of The Last Jedi, confirmed that Gary Fisher is indeed in the film, which is kind of a lovely way to honor Carrie. And you can see that Gary himself tweeted, because he's a magical dog. Yes, The Last Jedi director has confirmed this. Look for me. Thoughts on Gary?
It's great. It's adorable.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Cute doggy.
It will make me sad.
It made me sad too. It's weird. I said to Billy this morning, I had the same reaction, and I was like, I'm surprised that I still feel so sad about her passing, because I recognize that it's completely irrational. Like, I never met her, I did not know her, and yet it felt so personal, and it still does.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing that they're doing it. It's fun. It's just a little homage to her, but it's sad. It's really, how do you watch it and not think about that? She was such a huge part of all of our lives, I'm assuming, and that even if you didn't meet her, she's everything.
Yeah,
So-
she was awesome. It hit me more a while after she had passed, because I finally watched that documentary of her and her mom living together, and like, oh man, she was just the best.
Yeah.
So Gary seemed cool too.
I mean, she also will be in this movie, so it's like double down on that.
That part will make me sad too.
That part's going to be very emotional, I think. I mean, just she was a figure who, through Star Wars, on a very surface level, through Star Wars was connected to a lot of people, and then I know artistically on a different level for a lot of people, particularly women in the industry, connected on a much deeper level as far as just like her achievements as a writer, and her being very open about her struggles, and it's sad to lose somebody who was not just a pop culture icon, but I think somebody that a lot of people related to on a human level, on a professional level.
Yeah.
So
I think you're absolutely right. Like she not only was Leia, such an iconic figure in my childhood, but the other movie that I watched all the time was Blues Brothers, which she was also in. And then I read Postcards from the Edge, and all of her books actually. And like there was just this, I felt this deep sense of connection to her just as an artist in total, and just grew up loving old movies that her mom was in. And so it's just the whole figure of who Carrie Fisher was in the world, not just Leia, I think it truly is a tremendous loss to this industry. And that's nothing to even speak of how many films she was a ghostwriter on.
Which Dan was just mentioning.
Yeah. So on that note,
Our fun Star Wars story.
that's our fun Star Wars story. Sorry, I thought it was going to be.
Fun. Dogs are fun
Yeah,
or
it started
whatever.
fun.
It started fun, and then I took it to hey, name your top 3 TV things that you're excited about in the Golden Globes.
Ooh. The Crown being nominated everywhere is so good. No, I guess just in general how much love This Is Us is getting, and people like finally not being like, it's just because it's a tearjerker. It's a really great show. And so I'm really excited about that. Issa Rae, I'm really happy for her. That's well deserved. There was just good nominations in general. The one problem is there's not enough spots for how many amazing shows there are. There are a lot of movies too, but for television, it's crazy because there's 400 scripted shows that are coming out every year that are incredible and long and deserve different nominations. So there just aren't enough spots. But I didn't see anything that I was like, wow, that person does not deserve to be there. Liev also getting nominated as Ray Donovan. I hope that he crushes. He's so good. So
Yeah. A lot of TV out there. Ray Donovan I fell off on, though, but he's great.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, that performance is unlike.
Performance is great. I thought the show got a little weird. We'll talk about that later. You and me, Roxy, over coffee.
Tea.
Tea. Whatever you're drinking, I'm open to it. You drink what you drink. That's
Thank
all
you so
good.
much.
But while you're drinking it, you should go check out on the main channel is Cram It. If you want to catch up on all of the Star Wars movies in a short video.
Short relative to watching
all of the movies.
8 live-action Star Wars movies, if you include Rogue One. So yeah.
You worked on that. That's on the main channel.
I did a little voice work for it, and then we had a great writing team, Lon and Max, and everybody. Really, I think it's fun. I think it's a fun little video. We focus mainly on the Star Wars saga, so it's not all about like this is exactly what happened in A New Hope. It's like, here's the Skywalkers. Here's what you need to know plot-wise. We focused heavily on not being lost for The Last Jedi in particular. So
you will be able to
remember the game Bop It?
yes.
Yeah.
Is that just one of them? Twist it.
They cut that out.
Pull it.
Yeah,
Cram it.
Cram it.
In beta testing. Too many kids.
Took me the entire episode
Trying
to
to
think of
cram
a
it.
good joke of Cram It. I already used my Cram It the Frog one. That was off air. I should have saved it. Damn it, Cram It.
Ham it, cram it this weekend. But see, you're saying it a lot, so that's why it's a good name.
Yeah.
Also on news, we have a couple of special features. Joe Starr did a video on the horror movies that you can enjoy this holiday season if you're not feeling cheerful and instead are feeling murderous, which many are. I feel like it's a good cathartic.
It's important to feel murderous and not be murderous.
I assume you're feeling murdery.
No, I feel great.
Great. Good.
Ask me again at the end of the holidays when I've been with the family for like a week. And it's like, in-laws.
What do you mean? If anybody was murderous at this table today, Dan's the heated one.
This show is my catharsis. I let it all out here, and then I'm fine for the rest of the day.
Beautiful.
Really sweet.
We also have on news a 2018 movie predictions video that Billy Business and I did with a guest from The Hollywood Reporter, so you should check that out as well. We do a little deep dive on the impending, looming Fox-Disney deal, which we will talk about a lot here once that ink is dry. And tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., Dan Murrell and myself,
Pacific Standard Time.
Thank you, will be on ScreenJunkies Main doing a review of The Last Jedi. Join us there.
Yes.
And then again here at 11 for SJU. Those are the things. I pretty much said them.
All of the things.
Oh, yeah.
All of the
Booyah.
things.
So now I can let these guys go back to work. Write those trailers.
On it, Captain.
This episode was brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch to America's best unlimited network.